15 Secrets Successful People Know About Time Management by Kevin Kruse. Chapter 6. The Pareto Principle. What if the Pareto Principle could get rid of 80% of your work? It might sound too good to be true, but by using the 80/20ths rule, you can do just that. The concept comes from the Italian philosopher and economist Vilfredo Federico Damaso Pareto. Born in 1848, legend has it that one day he realized that 20% of the pea plants in his garden generated 80% of the healthy pea pods. So Pareto began to look into uneven distribution. Around Italy, he discovered that 80% of the land in Italy was owned by just 20% of the population. He then investigated different industries and found 80% of production typically came from 20% of the company. So the 80/20ths rule is as follows. 80% of the results will come from just 20% of the action. While the rule can't be proven 100% of the time, it is certainly seen throughout several business scenarios. For instance, 20% of the sales reps generate 80%, 20% of customers generate 80% of the total profits. 20% of the most reported software bugs cause 80% of software crashes, and 20% of patients account for 80% of healthcare spending. You might find that you can apply this principle to personal areas in your life as well. For instance, Kruse says he owns at least 5 amazing suits, but 80% of the time he grabs his black, well-tailored, single-breasted Armani with a powder blue button-down shirt. Ladies, how many shoes do you own, and how often do you grab the same 20%? Take a look at your phone. How many apps do you have, and how many do you use 80% of the time? Probably around 20%. You can use the 80/20ths rule to identify which activities drive the greatest results, and focus on those and ignore the rest. To do this, you can develop your skills to be exceptional in a few areas, do the most important things exceptionally well, and finally, you can work less, stress less, and enjoy more happiness by figuring out the 20% of things that are most important to you. Once you've figured out the tasks that will have the greatest impact, you should save even more time by asking yourself 3 simple questions. 3 Harvard questions can save you 8 hours a week. By leveraging your skills and delegating tasks, you can become more productive than ever. An experiment published by the Harvard Business Review proved that 41% of a worker's time is spent on activities that weren't necessarily satisfying or could be done by someone else. So researchers trained employees to slow down and analyze their tasks. They taught them to recognize if they could. Break. Drop. What could I drop? What can I stop doing entirely? Break. Delegate. What items can I delegate to a subordinate? What can I outsource? Break. Redesign. What can I continue doing but in a new time-efficient way? On average, employees who were trained saved 6 hours of desk work and 2 hours of meeting time each week.